Good morning. I've got questions, and guess what? They printed on the back side of the paper again. I'm using Word, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but we'll deal with it. This is going to be a good day. Everybody get in here. Somebody's from Whittier, California. That's where Leanne was from. She went to Whittier High School. So I'll have to have Leanne check in to Chuck and Yvonne. Anyway, it's all good. We're getting people in here. Let me fill you in on what's going on with our sales. We have half price sale on our multi-wand right now. We have our pink rags in a bag. You put one in your cart and we'll send you 2 sets. These make great Christmas presents. Use coupon code FLING021 to order your calendars and save 20% on your calendars. We have $7 off our carpet sweeper, which I gave away this week, so I don't have one here. We have lots of good things going on. If you missed Justin's video yesterday, check it out. We got a Rubber Scrubber BOGO. Put one in your cart. We'll send you 2. So we've got some fun things happening, and just get started. Yesterday, I was with my sister Dina at Duke Cancer Center. We went there because she was diagnosed with breast cancer about a month ago, and it took her this long to get an appointment. But the doctor walked in, and it was all good news. I considered it a miracle, so I'm thanking God for a miracle, because the last doctor she saw, it's always good to get a second opinion. Empower yourself with a second opinion. And she's been to 3 different doctors now, and this is the 3rd opinion is good. So we are happy with the news. She's going to have the specific little cancer removed, and they'll take out some stuff, and she'll be all good. And we're excited. We all cried yesterday. It was just all good news. So the doctor walks in and says, if you're going to have cancer, this is the one to have. You can't get any better than that, except that you don't have cancer. Anyway, and they really seem to be up on our ketogenic diet stuff. So I talked to them about it, and I'm bossy. I'm a bossy big sister, so that's how Dina kept introducing me yesterday. So I played up my part yesterday. So we had fun. Sat in this room all day long. Good thing we were fasting. It really was. So here's to good news. And keep praying for Ben. We got to get him out of prison so we can get him well. That's all we got to do. So drink up, everybody. I have coffee this morning. And what did I do with my questions? Here they are. We'll get started. We have almost 300 people in here. Leanne, there's somebody from Whittier in here. Scroll back up and you'll see them. Chuck and Yvonne. Now, first question. Thanksgiving will be here, and we start the holiday missions. Thanksgiving will be here in about 6 weeks. And did you know you can have the most seamless holiday meal you have ever had if you just start pacing yourself right now? Start pacing yourself. You don't have to kill yourself in the kitchen. All you got to do, I did this last year for all of you. And I'd cooked something every day for 2 weeks and had my whole holiday meal in the freezer, ready to go. So here you go. How far in advance do you make mashed potatoes before planning to serve? I freeze mine. But I have enough dairy in my mashed potatoes that they are going to be fine. And I kind of make a mashed potato souffle is what I do. And I have done a video on this. So Liz and Patty can post the link We got a whole playlist of things we can do ahead of time for the holidays. But my mashed potatoes, and I'm not eating potatoes these days. I'm just not eating potatoes. But you could do the same thing with cauliflower and make faux mashed potatoes. Leanne's done that many times. And you just got to put enough sour cream or cream cheese and butter and whole cream in these potatoes that you're mainly eating no carbs. So check out, my nose is itching. Justin's here, they're cutting wood. So I just put mine in a container and I cover my container that I'm going to cook the potatoes in, because I let them thaw in the refrigerator after I've frozen them, let them get thawed, and then I set them out on the counter to get to room temperature, and then I put it in the oven because I don't want to destroy my casserole dish, because that's the fastest way to ruin a souffle pan is to take it from the freezer to the refrigerator, and that cold to hot really messes everything up. And I've broken a really beautiful piece of pottery before by doing that. So don't do that. You have to let everything warm up to temperature, be room temperature, and then put it in the oven. But I cover my mashed potatoes with a 3-cheese mix or Parmesan or however you want to do it, and I put them in the oven, and day of Thanksgiving, and let them warm up slowly in the oven. And they are heart attack mashed potatoes. They are to die for, though. Honest to goodness, they're some of the best mashed potatoes you ever put in your mouth. But I got a video on how I do it, and go check out all my Thanksgiving videos. I did this last year for you. I made a video every day during November practically. Okay, what do you recommend that I can do to post a reminder or add to my routine that would help me with motivation? You're doing it right now. You're watching me do a video every day. I put a reminder up for 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We're giving you 2 a day things. 2 a day. So, and Leanne's throwing one in at 1 o'clock. So between the two of us, you got 3 videos to watch to get you motivated. What was the latest? I already said the latest, so Chris, you'll have to scroll back because we're answering questions now. She's going to be fine. She is going to be fine. And thank the Lord for answered prayers, because y'all did it. Y'all did it. There is on our phones, there is a little clock face. On an iPhone. I don't know what it is on an Android, because I haven't used an Android in 15 years. But little bitty clock face, and you hit the clock app, and you can set up alarms for yourself. And the main thing, and we learned this from Mel Gibson. What's Mel's last name? Leanne, Patty? What is Mel's last name? Anyway, she teaches us that in order to get yourself up out of the chair, you've got to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. And you get up. Once you're up off your feet, it's half the battle. So, utilizing your phone to get up and do something, and set a timer. Not just on your phone, because we get immune to the Mel Robbins. Thank you, Jan. We get immune to, we got to get started, but when you make it fun, you're going to get it done. So playing games with yourself, alternate games, do reverse scavenger hunts to put things away. Right now, Justin just emptied my car out from our trip to Durham, And I'm setting my timer every 15 minutes and putting things away I've got to reorganize my luggage so that I'm ready to go when I get a call from my nephew says, I'm out of prison, come get me. And Patty will be there and it'll all be good. So I've got to redo my luggage today so that I can be ready to go again. Let's see. But you've got to get rid of the negativity. Put on some fun music. Play some games with yourself. I play little games with tiles and a dice. And I have these little tiles that I've made for weekly home blessing. You can put your routines on a tile. One lady took her routines and wrote them on little tiles, and in the morning she lays them out on her kitchen counter or her dresser or wherever it is. She's got her morning routine, her before bed routine, her afternoon routine. It's all things that she has to do during the day, and she goes and does them. She just picks one and does them. And it doesn't matter if it's an evening routine. You can pick out your clothes for tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning if you want to. So this is all good. You just have to just motivate yourself and mix it up. That's what Leanne and I are finding with our low carb way of eating. We have to mix it up and keep our bodies guessing. So we got to keep our brain guessing with a lot of things. And you got to fill your head with good stuff. If you're filling your head with negative stuff, like watching the news and all this stuff, you got to fill your head with good stuff and stay focused. So download our Kindle books and read them, listen to them. I get all involved in listening to a great book, and it's just so much fun. But a reverse scavenger hunt is you go into one room and you pick something that doesn't belong there, and you go put it where it belongs. And then when you're in that room, you grab something else and you put that where it belongs, and you do that for 15 minutes, and before you know it, you'll have everything back where it belongs. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with putting my luggage and stuff away. I've got to reorganize stuff. Anyway, here we go. Next one. How do you keep your cool when 2 days after zone cleaning the kitchen, my husband brings home deer roadkill to process in the kitchen? Then it gets messy. Well, first off, you need to be thankful that your kitchen was clean so that he wasn't contaminating this wonderful food that the Lord blessed you with. Even if he ran over it, even if he ran over it and it hurt the car, you got blessed with a deer that you can feed your family with and a husband that knows how to do it. So quit complaining. Quit complaining and help him. Get in there and help him. Start with a sink full of hot soapy water, and you just keep up and clean right along with him, because having that clean kitchen gave him the ability to get in there and make sausage and make hamburger meat and do the things to feed your family. So no whining allowed, sister. No whining allowed. And if he can feed the family by taking this deer that sacrificed its life for you, then by golly, and he probably field dressed it, so he didn't bring the worst part in. He's processing the meat to put it in the freezer and do the things, make the hamburger meat. Teamwork. This is going to be a wonderful way to feed your family this winter, is with this wonderful critter that got killed by a vehicle, but you saw it happen, and now I wouldn't, if I hadn't seen it happen, I would leave it for the buzzards. But if you saw it happen, then you can take the deer, and probably you could get in trouble too. Even if it is roadkill, you could get in trouble. But clean the meat, put it through the food processor. I just asked Justin about it. He said, Mom, it makes a mess, but you clean it up. You don't let it sit around, and you clean it up. And it's good stuff. It's really good for you. It doesn't have any chemicals in it. So be thankful that you have a clean kitchen, because you just detail clean it. You just detail cleaned it, and it was in good shape. Now I would put things away on another counter and clear the counters off before we got started, because it's going to be a mess. But guess what? It cleans up, and a sink full of hot soapy water and an empty dishwasher. An empty dishwasher to get started is the main thing. And that's what you have to do with every time you get into the kitchen, even to start holiday cooking. Wipe down all your counters. Make sure everything's sterilized, especially if you have critters in the house. We have a dog that likes to reach up on top of the counter, and she can steal things. So if I'm going to get in there and cook, things have to be sterilized before I get in there. Before I really start cooking. And Robert cooked yesterday while I was gone. He made, Leanne, you're going to love this, he made keto chili for us. Keto chili. No beans. No beans. So I'm excited to taste his chili. Next question. I'm pregnant and I have to stay in bed most of the time. Your job right now is to make that baby. That's your job. If you have to stay in bed the whole time, you just have to deal with it, because the 9 months of gestation will be over with before you know it. And the baby's the one going to be getting all the attention after that. Enjoy it while you can. But if you can get up out of bed, you need to have your shoes on, and you need to be dressed. And you need to rest as much as possible. I had just begun my baby steps. Is there anything I can do from bed? Even my sink doesn't shine anymore. Well, ask somebody to shine your sink. It's okay. If you can get up and get a drink of water, you can do a quick swipe of your sink and go right back to bed. 1 minute. 1 minute. You can get up and go to the bathroom. You can get up and go to your sink and stay hydrated. You got to get up and go potty. You can shine your sink. And it's just wiping the sink out, keeping it dry and shiny, and it's going to be good. What can you do from your bed? You can build your control journal. You can work on your holiday control journal. You can download stuff to your computer and print it out from your bed. There's so many things you can do. You can read our books from your bed. We have got some really good books. You can work on your menu planning. This book, Sink Reflections. You can read, what to do when the baby gets here. There's a lot. You can watch videos. You got to keep yourself lifted up and feeling good. Watch a bunch of my videos. But if you're on bed rest, you need to listen to your doctor. But you got to get up and pee. You got to drink your water. You got to do all these things. And take care of yourself. So get you a table that you can put your computer on, and you can sit up in bed and just keep your feet up, and your job is taking care of you. Your job is taking care of you. But you can menu plan. You can take a calendar. Think about this. Take your calendar and menu plan for a whole year if you wanted to. And put together your grocery list for each week. There's a lot of little planning you can do, but the holiday control journal will be fun for you. Okay. What are some tips to get children involved? Make things their size. Like here I have a mop that's child sized because our mop expands and it drops down low for little kids to help. You can do this. Making your tools be child size is great. When you ask the kids to help you when you're doing something. So you want to take clothes to the laundry, downstairs to the laundry. My wash and dryer's in the basement. So you drop stuff or intentionally drop a few socks, and they can pick the socks up as you're taking the clothing to the washing machine to get it laundered. Let them help you sort things out. They can match colors. So maybe you're going through the laundry and I got on hot pink. Maybe you got a pile of hot pink stuff. You got lots of little girls and you got a pile of hot pink stuff. You got a pile of darks. You got a pile of lights. They can help you sort things. So you pick up a piece of clothing and say, which pile does it go in? And they match colors. You can get your kids involved. You really can. You really can. So it's all about you not being stressed out and you taking care of you so that you have the patience to get the kids to help. You make it a game. You make it a game. I don't know why. There we go. So they want to mop the floor. You put soap and water, a little soap and water down on a kitchen floor with children in their bathing suits. It's too cold today, but if you had a night, we turned our heat on for the first time last night, and the dust and stuff is kind of rough. I've got a little something going on with my throat because we turned the heat on last night. But you just got to make it a game. Look at your child's room, and Liz made a game of getting Mikey to clean his room. She made out 5 cards, and it was put away your shoes, put away your books, make your bed, put your dirty clothes in the hamper. Little things. Look at the room and see what needs to be done, and make those cards up and let them flip them upside down. Let them pick a card, and you read it to them. This is a fun way to get the kids involved, but you're the director of your home. It's up to you. You got to make it a game. Next question. Today was my day. Today was my day 1. I am going out of town on days 4 and 5, and then later in the month for another 5 days. Do I skip these days or just start back on day 4 when I get back to town? I assume you're doing the baby steps. I just jump in where we are. I would just jump in because the baby steps you can do anytime we got a month or 31 days. Right now we're in October. It's 31 days in October. Sometimes when we're going through the book, I forget things and we just read them right quick and go on to whatever today is. So it makes it easy for you. Just don't get stuck in your perfectionism. You've been stuck there a long time. That's not a fun place to be. So let go of your perfectionism and jump in right where we are. How do I mop my laminate floor without them looking dull afterwards? Well, a lot of times the reason your floors look dull is because you have dirty water. Dirty water that you're mopping with. Dirty water. So you've got to change out your mop cloth. This is why we sell these in 2s. You get the one that comes on the mop, and then we sell them the chenille 2 at a time. you need probably 3 or 4 to detail mop your floor, but we've also got this mop bucket system that is on sale. It's $24.95 mop bucket system that has where you can rinse your mop off and squeegee it off. And always be using clean water. So this is a great tool for detail mopping, getting rid of streaks on your floors. Because and the chenille mop cloth, that will do, you only need plain water most of the time. You only need plain water to do your floors. So don't get caught in your perfectionism. And I have used a little Windex to shine things up too. Decluttering is a bear. How do I incorporate it with zone cleaning? We need to declutter 15 minutes every day. If you're starting out and you have a lot of clutter, you need to declutter every day. That's one of our rules. Declutter every day. And when you declutter every day, it slowly leaves the house. Now, it's 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, and 5 minutes in the evening. Decluttering is going to make your routine so much easier to do. So get rid of the clutter. The other day, somebody was posting on our sprint group. Leanne and I are doing this hot melt sprint once a month when we're in zone 2. And somebody posted, she didn't want to post that she had lost ounces, that she had lost. Because when you lose something, you want to find it again. Well, we don't ever want to find these ounces and these pounds again. So she said, I'm just going to call it decluttering. I'm decluttering my body clutter. How cool is that? Decluttering our body clutter. So decluttering's tough, but you gotta be consistent with it. A little every day. Set your timer for 5 minutes. Put a reminder on your phone to get up and declutter something. Right now we're in our main bathroom. We can open a cabinet and pluck out 5 things to get rid of. Whether it's trash or treasure or somebody else's treasure, get it out of your house, because getting it out of the house is going to make it so much easier for you to clean and for you to take care of your family. When you don't have paper clutter and clutter everywhere, making your life crazy. That's what it does. It creates chaos, and that chaos stands for can't have anyone over syndrome. What helps getting out of a funk after a major disaster took almost everything? Well, you have to, if you have a flood that's destroyed your home, this could be a blessing. This could be a blessing. And you want to know why? Because when things get flooded with terrible flood water, because it's usually nasty water, it has to go away. Unless it's something that's plastic and can be washed well, it has to go away. So you have been blessed, and I know people who have gone through this, who've gone through a flood with Hurricane Floyd back in 1999, I think it was, or 2000. Hurricane Floyd took out a bunch of homes down where my sister lives. I mean, a bunch of homes. I know one family that lost 3 homes on one piece of property. 3 homes. Almost 4, but 3. Now, floods can be a blessing. Fires can be a blessing. But you gotta pile it up and get it away. You gotta get rid of it. And you're starting fresh. How wonderful is that? Be thankful for these things. Because when you're thankful for them, you get out of the funk. It changes a terrible thing that's happened to you to something that is a blessing in your life. It's fast-tracked you to decluttering because you got to do it because you can't have that moldy stuff in your house. Let's see. I did that one. It's printed on the front and back again. I still couldn't figure out. I've done it occasionally, but I'm using a word and I can't figure out how to do it every time. It's just not obvious. How do I clean a vacuum filter? It is a bagless vacuum. Well, what you have to know about bagless vacuums is they get dust in them, which protects the motor. You can take it outside and tap it to get rid of some of that dust out of there. I like to take some, you need to wear a face mask because you don't need to breathe this stuff in. So you need a mask on, but you can take some spray air and spray from the inside to get the dust out. And some of them allow you to wash them. But take your model, and this is Leanne telling you this, because you got to be responsible. Think about it. You have to be responsible. Do a Google search for your model vacuum cleaner and how to clean the filter. And I guarantee that company will have a video on how to do it on YouTube, and it'll show you everything you need to know. Now, if you can't find it on YouTube, it's not out there. I promise you. You can find, I've changed the battery in my iPhone by looking at a YouTube video. I did this thing by myself. My geek was so impressed that I could do it. Well, it was a puzzle to me. But you can do it. Just look up a YouTube. If you want to know how to make bone broth, if you haven't seen mine and Leanne's video, YouTube it. You can find it. And the beauty of YouTube, lots of different ways. Now, what gets me when I'm watching YouTube videos sometimes, their kitchens are a mess. I mean, a disaster area. And I can't believe some of these people are teaching you how to cook when their kitchens are piled to the ceiling with stuff. Why they thought that would make a pretty picture, I don't know. But you need clear counters. You need to, if you're going to do a video, you need it looking good. Looking good. And start with a sink full of hot soapy water. Now, next question. Any way to get black stuff out of the rim of your front-loading washing machine? Here we go again. Let's YouTube it. And guess what? My son, his washing machine was stinking. And he YouTubed it. He found a video on how to fix it. And he utilized a rubber scrubber. And he cleared out the pump filter, which was stinking up his clothes. Well, I probably could. But y'all have given me directions, and it's worked one time, but it doesn't stick. And it's not intuitive enough to get back to it. So there is a program flaw with Word. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So Justin did a video on how to clean his washer. But that gunk around the edge, you could just take a little vinegar, because that black around it is mold. It's mold and dirt. So this thing scrubs anything, and it's gentle, and it can get under the gasket without tearing things up. Of the books you have written, which one should I read first? Well, they all work. Now, if you're a millennial, this is my latest book. It came out in December last year. It's a fun book. It is a fun book. It's for those who have short attention spans. That's exactly how I wrote it. Short attention spans. And it is a great book to give somebody just setting up their own apartment or right out of college. This is a good book for them. Sync Reflections, my first book. This is the first copy. Sync Reflections is a fun book about thinking about our whole system. And then let me get this book. This book is our 31 Baby Steps book. This is a great book when it comes to easing your way into the Fly Lady way of doing things. It's helping you to understand how it all works together. And it's giving you testimonials along the way. And then if you're trying to get rid of some body clutter, not lose weight, you're getting rid of body clutter here and on your backside, the book Body Clutter that we wrote 15 years ago is a powerful book for getting in that. The only thing we would change in that book is eating 6 meals a day. We would not do that anymore. We're doing intermittent fasting. And I lost 0.2 of a pound traveling. And usually I gain 5 pounds when I travel. But I lost 0.2 pounds. I got a celebration for you right now. Last night we stopped in High Point and there was a cute little Greek restaurant. And we were trying to get out of the traffic and not have to be looking straight into the sun while I was driving, which is always a difficult time. And I try to plan around that. So we pulled off thinking we're going to find some place to eat. And sure enough, there was the Mad Greek. And if you're ever in High Point, North Carolina, go to this little restaurant because they have the best food I've ever eaten for $20 for 2 people. I mean to tell you. Leanne had Euro meat, which is a sausage out of lamb and something else. Lamb and pork, I guess. I don't know. But then I had roast chicken. I mean, a leg and a thigh. It was to die for. And a Greek salad, which I took my own olive oil in because I have the best olive oil from the Olive Oil Hunter. And it was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, but we had to go to the bathroom before we left. And the hallway going to the bathroom, this is my celebration. Besides losing the 0.2 of a pound, this is my celebration, is I walked to the bathroom and at the back of the hallway was a mirror and I didn't even recognize myself. I don't have a full-length mirror in my house. I hadn't looked at myself in a full-length mirror in a long time. And there I was blown away. So, that was fun for me. And then the night before we were at dinner and I was able to take my rings off. I haven't been able to take my rings off in 20 years. 20 years, y'all. And I'm able to do it right now. Look here. I'm taking them off. Took my wedding rings off. Look at that. They've been on 23 years, but to be able to just take them off, it hadn't happened in a long time. Okay. I just put the books in a pile and start reading. That would be the best thing to do. How long should I be decluttering each day? We ask you to do 15 minutes. You don't have to do 15 minutes all at one time. You do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the evening. It works. Just pluck stuff and get rid of it. What is the main barrier to flying? I knew the downfalls if I knew the downfalls in the beginning, maybe I could look out for that problem. The main barrier is telling somebody you're doing it, because they're going to say you've never been good at this. They're going to beat you up. Keep it to yourself. Do it for you, not for everybody else. You keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And look out for your perfectionism every time you open your mouth, because your perfectionism, that's what we're trying to nip in the bud. So don't go out preaching like crazy. You found this fly lady thing and you're doing it in your house. You're setting yourself up for failure. You really are. Same way with losing weight. If you tell somebody you're doing intermittent fasting, they're going to tell you you've lost your mind. That doesn't work. That just messes with your metabolism. Guess what? It sets your body up for healing. Think about it this way. When you were little and your parents said you can't go in swimming after you eat, your body's busy digesting food. I've got more energy than I've ever had in my life because I'm intermittent fasting 23 and a half hours every day. Yep. And I can see it here. I can see it in that full-length mirror that I was shocked to see last night. So look for your perfectionism to play craziness with your head. And just don't tell anybody about it. Your husband's not going to want to say anything because the house is going to start getting cleaner and cleaner, and they'll notice. They will notice. And you say, well, I'm just trying a different way. I'm establishing habits, and I'm stringing these habits into easy routines. You're going to be surprised. What if I have started and quit several times? Join the crowd. I am doomed to clutter, or am I doomed to clutter, or should I just start over? That's your perfectionism wanting you to start over. That's your perfectionism. Jump in where we are. It's at the bottom of every email. If you're not getting my emails, then do it, because getting our emails is going to be that motivation you need. I send out a morning musing, an Ask Fly Lady question. I send out some testimonials. Rebecca posts a habit of the month, dealing with paper clutter this month. At 8 o'clock at night, we send out a Testify how the system is working for people. So these emails really are motivation. They're some of the best motivation you can have. And they're free, y'all. They're free. But it's your perfectionism that throws the baby out with the bathwater. You've got a system that's free, and yet you just stop doing it. That's your perfectionism. Just jump back in, pat yourself off, say, this is where my downfall was yesterday. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do better with this today. Explain why you want us to wear shoes in the house when it seems to counterproductive for getting a clean house. I don't have to explain myself about the shoes because it's one of my rules. I don't want you getting hurt. That's one of the main reasons. But shoes tell your head it's time to get up and do something. Every athlete has a pair of shoes that they wear, except for maybe swimmers, but they have flippers. Some of them do. And, just don't question me on this. Put your shoes on and prove me wrong. Put your shoes on and prove me wrong. Because, I got to meet, Leanne and I got to meet Bobby from the Hot Melts Sprint Group this on Tuesday night. She came to our hotel and we got to meet her. And I kind of had to pick a little bone with her over when she's working. She's a nanny and she works with this beautiful little 7-month-old baby, and she doesn't wear her shoes. And I said, get you a pair of inside shoes that you only wear in the house. We talked about my grandmother's pair of inside shoes. She wore a pair of Keds that only had 2 lace holes in it. And it was just the cutest little pair of shoes. I remember her putting those shoes on every morning. and she would clean her. She would go out and she would sweep her carport every day, and she swept her porch, and she just had these shoes on, and they allowed her to go outside. Being barefoot, she couldn't even walk across her furnace grate because she couldn't walk on it with her bare feet. So she needed her shoes on. So I said something to Bobby about not having her shoes on, and she told me one time she was afraid she was going to step on the baby's fingers, and I said, you're aware of where that baby is. You're not walking around with not knowing where that baby is. So you can watch your feet and not step on that baby. Like somebody used to complain that they would step on their cat. Well, you only do it once, and the cat will let you know, and a baby will let you know too, but you're not going to step on a baby's fingers. You're just not going to do it. So putting your shoes on. So she did a video yesterday with her shoes on and the baby shoes on, and that baby be walking before we know it. But shoes don't get your house dirty. They don't get your house dirty. If you got dirty shoes and the kids have dirty shoes, teach them to use a rubber scrubber outside to clean their shoes. And they can take their shoes off, but you need to keep your shoes on. You need to set the example. You always speak so kindly about your husband. You call him sweet darling. How has having a clean home helped you to have a good relationship? Well, we're not clean and have to have people over. I mean, I've been doing Fly Lady system since 1999. We were only married 2 years or so at that point. We got married in 96, in November of 96. And so we had all of 97 and 98, and Fly Lady started at the end of 1999. It'll soon be 20 years we've been doing Fly Lady. So I don't think we remember how it was when the house was so messy. It would take us 3 days to get ready for book group to come to our house. But now we could have somebody over, and Robert did yesterday have somebody over. Leanne's Mark came over waiting for us to get back from Durham. And they were playing chess. The house wasn't spotless, but guess what? It wasn't bad. So, it's been good for our relationship. Because now he'll every once in a while say, oh, there's a hot spot going on right there. And the other day I was getting ready to leave, and he spilt a whole cup of coffee on the coffee table, which, that's what coffee table's for. And I was able to grab some dirty dish towels and clean it up. No whining, nothing. You'll get hurt if you don't wear shoes. You'll break a toe. Anything can happen. So having a clean home and a decluttered home works for us. And it'll work for any relationship, especially if that's the thorn in the side that gets people upset. Next question. How did you get the nickname Fly Lady? And how long have you been the Fly Lady? I got the nickname Fly Lady because I used to teach people how to fly fish. Yep, I made a living teaching fly fishing. Fishing. And so that's how I got the nickname. But now Fly Lady Fly stands for finally loving yourself. If I can teach you how to love yourself and not take yourself for granted, lift yourself up. My sister did this past, 2 weeks ago when she went to this doctor, and he made her mad. He was a condescending medical deity, and I was on the phone, and I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm listening on speakerphone, and I can feel myself getting red in the face. I can feel myself wanting to sit on my hands, and I'm listening on my phone, and I'm trying to be really good. And it's my sister's decision. If she wants to go to this doctor, that's fine. And she's telling Jay, her husband, turn the phone off, turn the phone off, you know. And then they call me back in 5 minutes and say, we left the doctor. I didn't like him. She said, I didn't like him. And I said, oh, thank the Lord, I didn't like him either. So sometimes you have to get mad to get better. So she went immediately to a dermatologist that she knew. She knew the lady at the desk. They got her in immediately. They took care of a little bit of the problem. And then they got her an appointment at Duke. So sometimes you have to get mad to get better. And you just can't beat yourself up. You know, I shouldn't be mad. He's a doctor. He's doing his job. You got to get mad and say, I deserve better. That's what flying's all about. Finally loving yourself. I deserve to be treated with respect and not just another person that you got to spend 5 minutes with and you got to go on to the next one. Here, make a decision. Cut your boob off and be done with it. Nope. So, how long have I been the Fly Lady? I got my nickname the year before Fly Lady started. So, 21 years. 21 years. Can you believe it? 21 years. And on December the 6th? When's D-Day? No, when's Pearl Harbor Day? That's the day. December 6th or 7th is when Fly Lady started. I have to look it up every time because it's you know. What was fun last night driving home? Leanne and I had XM radio on the 70s. We grew up in the 70s. You know, I graduated high school in 74. Leanne graduated in 77, 78. And we were singing the lyrics to these songs. We've done videos of it. And we're singing these songs like crazy. Yeah, June the 6th was D-Day. December the 7th was Pearl Harbor Day. And we remember all these lyrics. And we're talking about how our memory works. And when, Leanne graduated in 76. When you sing along with something, and you're singing, which is using the left side or the right side of the brain, you're making new grooves in your brain. And this is why elderly people who have dementia can sing the songs from their youth, because they sang them when they were younger. So filling your life with music, filling your children's lives with music, it sets up new pathways in your brain. So when you're trying to make new ways to do something, download our Fly Lady music. The Fly CD and the kids music, Up Kind of Day, I think they're both on YouTube. They're both on iTunes, or you can download them from our website, either one. And it is just a fun way to make new memories and to reinforce what you're learning. Well, folks, I've got lots to do. Being gone for 2 days was I had gotten a lot of things done ahead of time. I got ready to go, but I still got my routines. I like my routines, so I've got to put away my luggage and get things all ready to go again. Just like when I change my teapot and my Wise Old Owl every day. Wise Old Owl this afternoon. I think I set that up on Monday. So everybody, you can have some fun. You can make some new pathways in your brain. That's what's happening when we go keto. We're fueling our bodies with fats. And I've got lots of fuel here that I'm going to declutter. It's like giving clutter-free gifts to myself. I'm decluttering. I'm fueling my body with this fat, and I can see it. I can see it going away. I can look from a June video to now, and my face is thinner. My shoulders are thinner. And I'm having fun doing it. And the weight is just gradually, we didn't, your house did not get messy in a day, and it's not going to get clean overnight. Your body didn't get filled with clutter in a day either. All this stuff that's in our head floating around, it took years, and we got to peel it away one layer at a time, and it is going to change everything. It's going to change everything. So, folks, put some music on. Get up and dance with your feather duster. Mop and sweep with your fun tools. And get some things done. Make it fun and you'll do it. Create a new pathway. That's why establishing habits is so important. Psychologists tell us it takes 21 days to establish a habit. Well, they're just wrong. They're wrong because of our perfectionism, and y'all have all said it in the questions and stuff on here. You've all said it. When we talk ourselves out of it, when we allow our perfectionism to get in the way of something that works, we throw the baby out with the bathwater without even thinking. We just ignored and, oh, I can't do this. Well, my granny always said, can't never could do anything. So tell yourself you can. You can. You can do this. You really can. And don't get all bent out of shape because you missed a day. Just jump right back in where we are. As if you didn't miss any. That's letting go of your perfectionism. Well, y'all have a great day. I've been talking for an hour. Thank you so much for all your prayers and prayers. Your prayers mean the world to me. They mean the world to my sister. They mean the world to Ben. And I can't wait for him to be out and for Dina to be all well and good. And I knew a miracle had happened yesterday. I knew a miracle had happened. So I'm thanking God for that wonderful miracle of yesterday. I love you all. And please continue to pray for my family. And it's all going to be good. Thank you. I love you. See you later. Bye.